The Ravens have been under a lot of scrutiny lately, especially when it comes to Lamar Jackson and his performance in recent weeks. Now, don't get me wrong. Lamar has shown flashes of brilliance over his career, but the last few games have definitely raised eyebrows among fans and analysts alike. Some critics have been extremely harsh, going as far as to say that the Ravens will never win a Super Bowl with Lamar under center. That kind of statement feels not only premature, but also a little unfair, considering what Lamar has accomplished at just 28 years old. Yes, he has struggled in certain moments, and Thursday night was not his best showing by any means. But there are so many factors that have influenced these performances. The offensive line has had its share of difficulties, limiting his time in the pocket and affecting his rhythm. And there have been instances where touchdowns were nullified due to penalties or turnovers, which no quarterback can control alone. Injuries have also played a role. And when you factor in all of these challenges, it becomes clear that judging Lamar's career solely on a few rough weeks doesn't tell the full story. It's important to remember that even some of the all-time great quarterbacks didn't achieve playoff glory early in their careers. Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and several others needed time to reach the pinnacle of their sport, and Lamar is no different. The narrative that individual success in the regular season doesn't translate to playoff wins is not new, and it is often used to criticize Lamar unfairly. But when you examine his career, his statistics, and the way he impacts the game both as a passer and as a runner, it's evident that he is among the most unique talents the league has ever seen. There are areas he can improve, certainly, but the notion that he cannot perform at the highest level in crucial games disregards the work he has put in and the results he has already produced. Lamar's passer rating has been among the highest in NFL history, and he has consistently shown he can be both a dual threat and a precise pocket passer. Yes, his last 3 games may not have reflected his peak form, but that is not enough to define his future or his potential to compete for a Super Bowl. The conversation around Lamar often overshadows the larger issues facing the Ravens, particularly in terms of roster construction and offensive strategy. Critics have highlighted that Baltimore needs to optimize its lineup to support Lamar effectively, especially with the offensive line and running back utilization. For example, players like Derrick Henry and Catton Mitchell have not always been deployed in ways that maximize their impact, leading to questions about coaching decisions. Henry, in particular, has produced explosive plays when given opportunities, but there have been stretches where he received limited carries, even in situations where he could have changed the outcome of the game. Meanwhile, the distribution of snaps among running backs sometimes raises eyebrows, as it seems counterintuitive to bench star performers in critical moments. These decisions compound the challenges Lamar faces and affect the overall offensive efficiency, which then feeds into the broader narrative about his performance. Despite these challenges, Lamar Jackson remains a generational talent. His speed, agility, and ability to read defenses set him apart from almost any quarterback in the league. The scrutiny he faces is partly a reflection of the high expectations placed upon him, which are justified given his skill level and past successes. Critics tend to focus on short-term struggles without fully acknowledging the circumstances behind them. Yes, Lamar had 3 games without a touchdown recently, and Thursday night's outing was far from perfect. But those are moments in a long career that is still unfolding. The key point is that he has consistently demonstrated resilience and the ability to bounce back, even after difficult stretches. Fans and analysts alike must weigh both his achievements and the context in which he performs before making sweeping judgments about his career trajectory. Looking at the bigger picture, the Ravens' position in the AFC North remains complex, but not hopeless, even with the recent loss. External factors like other teams' performances, such as the Buffalo Bills' win over the Pittsburgh Steelers, have helped Baltimore maintain a competitive edge in the division. This illustrates how the fortunes of a team can shift dramatically based on both internal performance and league-wide results. Lamar's role in the Ravens' success cannot be underestimated, but he is not the only factor at play. Coaching decisions, player rotations, and in-game adjustments all contribute to outcomes that may not always reflect a quarterback's talent in isolation. While it may be tempting for commentators to single out Lamar for criticism, it is essential to consider the collective dynamics of the team and the league when evaluating performance. Another aspect that often goes underappreciated is Lamar's growth and ability to adapt. Throughout his career, he has improved his passing mechanics, decision-making, and understanding of defenses. Even in games where the offense struggled, there are glimpses of his skill and potential. The same discussions about deep ball accuracy, pocket presence, and passing under pressure have been repeated for years. Yet Lamar has shown steady improvement in nearly every area. The perception of him struggling is often magnified by short-term metrics rather than long-term performance trends. Fans and analysts need to remember that quarterbacks evolve, and Lamar's current challenges could very well lead to significant breakthroughs if adjustments are made both by him and the coaching staff. The Ravens' recent games also highlight broader issues with play calling and roster management. Running back usage, for instance, has sparked debates about whether star players are being underutilized. Derrick Henry's performance has demonstrated that the team could benefit from a more consistent deployment of their top offensive weapons. When a player produces at such a high level, not using him to his full potential raises questions about coaching priorities and strategy. The balance between protecting the quarterback, spreading the ball, and leveraging the running game is delicate, and small miscalculations can have significant consequences on the field. While Lamar's performance is often the focus of criticism, it is clear that coaching and personnel decisions also play a major role in the team's success. Looking forward, the Ravens have opportunities to correct these issues and capitalize on Lamar's strengths. He has proven that he can perform at the highest level, and with strategic adjustments, the offense can become more effective. Despite recent setbacks, Lamar is still in his prime, and there is plenty of time for him to demonstrate his capabilities in the playoffs. The narrative that he is somehow incapable of winning at the highest level is not only exaggerated, but dismissive of his career achievements. Fans should remain patient and recognize that football is a team sport, where outcomes depend on multiple factors beyond a single player's control. Lamar Jackson has already shown that he has the talent, leadership, and resilience to elevate the Ravens, and with the right support, there is no reason to doubt his ability to compete for championships in the years ahead. The Ravens' journey this season is far from over, and while criticism is inevitable, it is essential to contextualize Lamar's performance within the broader challenges the team faces. From injuries to offensive line struggles, snap count decisions, and tactical adjustments, there are numerous factors influencing the team's results. Lamar's recent games, though imperfect, do not define his career nor his potential to achieve playoff success. With careful management, focus on roster optimization, and strategic play calling, the Ravens have the tools to make a deep run. And Lamar remains a central figure in that pursuit. His athleticism, skill set, and past achievements provide a foundation for optimism, and fans can reasonably expect him to continue to evolve and impact the game at an elite level as the Ravens move forward in the season. The focus must shift not only to Lamar Jackson, but also to the way the team is built around him. The offensive line remains a critical factor in his performance, as protection in the pocket allows Lamar to showcase both his passing precision and his decision-making under pressure. When the line falters, Lamar is forced into difficult situations that can exaggerate mistakes and create a perception of inconsistency. Injuries across the roster, combined with inconsistent snap counts for key players, have added layers of complexity to the offense. Derrick Henry's sporadic usage has been a point of contention, as his ability to break through defenses is well documented. When the team fails to leverage its top talent consistently, it puts additional stress on Lamar and makes every game harder to navigate. Understanding these dynamics is crucial when evaluating his recent performances, as the quarterback's output is intertwined with the effectiveness of the overall system in which he plays. Beyond the technical and strategic considerations, there is also a psychological component to how Lamar handles scrutiny and pressure. Being labeled as incapable of winning a Super Bowl or being compared unfavorably to other elite quarterbacks creates a narrative that can be hard to shake, even for someone as talented as Lamar. However, history has shown that players with resilience and focus can rise above criticism. Lamar has already faced skepticism throughout his career, and time and again, he has proven doubters wrong with exceptional performances and clutch plays. It's worth noting that football is not a sport where individual skill alone guarantees success. The game requires coordination, execution, and decision-making across all levels of the roster. When these elements are in place, Lamar has demonstrated the capacity to excel, even against some of the toughest defenses in the league. Looking at the Ravens' competition within the AFC North, the division presents unique challenges. Historically competitive, the matchups between the Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals demand that Baltimore execute at a high level consistently, while recent games have exposed vulnerabilities. There are also opportunities to capitalize on weaknesses in opposing teams. The Buffalo Bills' victory over the Steelers, for example, has created breathing room in the division, giving the Ravens a chance to regain momentum despite their own setbacks. Lamar's ability to lead the team through these pivotal moments will be essential, as each game in the division carries implications not only for playoff positioning, but also for team morale and confidence. The AFC North is notoriously tough, and any team aiming for long-term success must navigate both internal challenges and external competition with precision and resilience. As fans watch Lamar navigate these situations, it is important to appreciate the breadth of his skill set. His dual threat capability, able to create plays with both his arm and his legs, remains a unique asset in the NFL. Opposing defenses are forced to account for his speed and agility, which opens opportunities for teammates across the field, even when the passing game struggles. Lamar's ability to extend plays and exploit openings on the ground keeps the offense viable and unpredictable. This adaptability is one of the reasons he has consistently ranked among the league's top quarterbacks in passer rating and touchdown production. While recent games may have been rough, they are part of a larger narrative in which Lamar has continually demonstrated growth, adjustment, and the capacity to lead under pressure. Another critical aspect of the Ravens' current challenges lies in coaching decisions. Offensive strategy, particularly how the team utilizes running backs and key playmakers, has a direct impact on the effectiveness of Lamar's performance. Snap counts and situational usage of star players like Derrick Henry and Catton Mitchell have been points of debate, as inconsistent deployment can hinder offensive momentum. Strategic decisions around player rotations, play calling, and in-game adjustments are all intertwined with the quarterback's performance, and the coaching staff's choices can either amplify or mitigate Lamar's effectiveness. Criticism of the quarterback is often easier to broadcast than nuanced analysis of roster management, but both elements are equally important in understanding the outcomes on the field. Beyond strategy and skill, the Ravens' identity as a team is also evolving. The offense has faced challenges with injuries and inconsistent production, while the defense has seen moments of brilliance mixed with vulnerabilities. The dynamic between these units affects the entire team's rhythm and influences how games unfold. Lamar's leadership extends beyond statistics. He sets the tone for the team with his work ethic, adaptability, and ability to maintain composure in high-pressure situations. While fans may focus on recent shortcomings, it is critical to recognize that a quarterback's true value often becomes evident in how he guides the team through adversity, maintains confidence, and maximizes the potential of those around him. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Whispers are swirling through league circles, and the latest murmur has lit up front offices and locker rooms alike. SHEDEUR Sanders has allegedly made his decision, and insiders insist he has accepted an irresistible proposal from the Baltimore Ravens. Nothing is official, of course, and no one is stepping forward on the record. But the noise behind the scenes is getting louder by the hour. Sources close to the situation describe a flurry of quiet meetings, late-night calls, and a sense of urgency from Baltimore's side. The Ravens, long known for their aggressive moves when they identify a target, reportedly laid out a vision tailored specifically for Sanders. A vision that positioned him not just as a future piece, but as a central pillar. The word irrecusible, as one confidant put it, wasn't used lightly. People around Sanders hint that he felt a rare alignment. The system, the coaching mentality, and the long-term trajectory all seem to match his ambitions. Those same voices suggest that the pitch went beyond football, reaching into legacy, development, and the opportunity to grow within an organization famous for stability and competitive fire. In Baltimore, the mood is described as cautious excitement. Team staff are said to be talking in hushed tones, careful not to leak anything that could jeopardize a deal still wrapped in secrecy. Even so, players have reportedly begun exchanging curious glances, quietly wondering how Sanders' style, poised, electric, and built for bright lights, might blend into the Ravens' identity. Round the league, rivals are bracing themselves. Scouts and executives are already speculating on how this move, if confirmed, could reshape depth charts, draft strategies, and future negotiations. Some believe this marks the beginning of a bold new chapter for Baltimore, one that could alter their offensive landscape for years. For now, it remains a rumor, but a rumor echoing with conviction until an official announcement surfaces. The football world will stay on edge, listening closely for the next tremor in what might be one of the offseason's most intriguing twists. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.